Hello, this is Paul Pawa, the Group's Strategic Development Director at the Norse Group. You are listening to Inside Norse, the podcast series where we delve into the inner workings of our group.
Good morning. Welcome to episode 6 of Inside Norse. Today, I'm really pleased to have Simon Bullimore with me. Simon Bullimore is our head of procurement. Simon, welcome.
I find the public sector challenging because you have to be so transparent. I mean, after all, you're spending taxpayers' money. You have to be very clear on what you're doing, and you have to be very, obviously, thorough, sensible, and I sort of said transparent already. So from a procurement point of view, you have to quickly learn that it's different. The public sector is different to the private sector. I still think the principles of public sector procurement are the best. And where we sit, for example, against like the US, I talk to people who in the US, we are so far advanced in this country about how transparent we are with taxpayers' money. So it's challenging, but it often yields the right results.
Yeah.
As we've got a big opportunity to leverage our spend on the common products and services we buy. In this sort of ever more competitive marketplace, we can't continue to procure as silos. We're missing out. So the strategy is, as we've talked about before, to centralize procurement. It doesn't just deliver leverage, it brings multiple benefits to the group. We centralize our data, our information management, for example. It reduces our transactional costs. It centralizes how we manage legislation, whether it's Procurement Act or health and safety legislation, and it de-risks the supply chain. That's the most important thing. We regularly talk about our aims to carbon net zero. We want to be sustainable. So all of those things aren't going to happen if we continue to procure as silos. So Procurement Act 2023 is it's something I've just sort of lived and breathed for so long. It's hard to know where to start. I mean, I've sort of summarized it into 5 points, really. The first one is it's to introduce more commercial thinking into procurement. It's moving the public sector away from this black and white approach to procurement. Lowest price wins, spew out the next contract. So it's about introducing a far more commercial approach. It's about removing the red tape that wraps around public sector procurement, stopping innovation, stopping the opportunity of presentations, all the things you would do in the private sector, you can't do as well in the public sector. It's making contracting authorities be even more transparent. We have to do a lot more publishing. We have to tell people what we're paying for what. Are our suppliers hitting their KPIs? So we have to be even more transparent. We have to procure in a manner that gives small businesses more chance to win bids, which is, again, not easy to do. That's one of the things we could have gone further on, which I can touch upon. And we're also supposed to very much procure in a way that delivers societal benefit. So how can social value be introduced into procurement? How can sustainability be introduced into procurement? And fundamentally, that's been done by changing the award process from what we call meet to mat. It is not the most economically advantageous tender. It's the most advantageous tender. And you are the person that chooses what the advantages are. We want to see, what are you doing for sustainability? How are you driving environmental benefit? What are you doing for apprentices and local development and social value? We are really pleased to be the first part of Norse, I think, to have brought in AI into what we do. We've got our new contracts register. We're partnered up with a couple of wonderful guys in America that are at the forefront of AI. So we've introduced it as a contracts register and a quick way of retrieving data. You know, I recently said we've got all these agreements just seconds away, which is true. It can also evolve onto things such as drafting tenders for you. It can do contract extensions. So it can do all manner of things. The thing that we've got that's good is that we've got the basics nailed. We've got a good contract register and we know the AI works. So we can take that step forward. I think some people drown because they look at everything that AI can do and they don't know where to start. We talk earlier about what could we do to offer more to our clients. Well, we can now go to our clients and say, yes, we can manage your supply chain, but also we can get all of your supply chain into a system where you can have anything you want at the touch of a button. And that, for many contracting authorities, is just a dream, really. That is a milestone that they're not going to hit for years.
Thank you, Simon. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate you coming along today and talking to me a little bit about what you do and your world. Thank you very much.
Thank you.